Hello, my name is Jamie and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Unlike any other YouTube channel that showcases Pokemon Go PvP content, mine exclusively showcases Shadow Pokemon. So, if you're into that type of content, I'd appreciate if you could like and subscribe.
So, let's get into today's video. Today's video is the first shoutcast of the season, so huge thank you to Tactors for submitting the battles, and he is going with a strategy that I have showcased on the channel and I'm a massive fan on, the double tank strategy. The way this strategy works, you have one anti-fighter in the lead and you have two tanks in the back. You're going to use this as a standard ABB team. You're going to switch to one of your tanks, draw out the counter user, bring back in your anti-fighter, and the other tank should sweep the end game. So the anti-fighter that we're using is Shadow Dragonite, a Pokemon that I love in the Master League, but I haven't actually got a good IV for Ultra League, so I'm hugely grateful to Tactors for showcasing these. And then we've got two of my favourite tanks, Shadow Snorlax and Shadow Lapras in the back. So without any further ado, let's get into the battles. And in game one, we'll lead our Dragon-tailed Dragonite into Swampert. This is a great lead. The opponent switches out into Charizard. We go for a Dragon Claw. Unfortunately, we do lose CMP, so we are going to have to respect the damage from a Dragon Claw, and we'll get off a Dragon Claw of our own. Shadow Dragonite hits like an absolute fucking truck, so the opponent also shields. We are staying in. I guess we're going to look to catch the next charge move, and that is an absolutely fantastic swap. Absolute brilliant catch by Tactors. We now tank the charge move on Lapras, and we should be able to commit to the farm down. The opponent is on Legacy Wing Attack. This is just another Dragon Claw, so there's no need to shield. We commit to the farm down, and we've got some residual energy for whatever comes back in. They come back in with Swampert. Swampert doesn't have a great matchup against Lapras. These Surfs really start to chunk, and we will survive a Hydro Cannon from this range. The opponent realises that they're building up towards the Earthquake, but they are going to have to tank a second Surf. The opponent actually shields. This is a bit of a questionable shield, as the Swampert is really going to struggle to get rid of the Dragonite. They throw a Hydro Cannon, it doesn't KO, we get some more Ice Shard damage. They have got a bit of residual energy, however, we outpace them and Dragonite gets to this next Dragon Claw. This is absolutely going to take out Swampert. What is in the back? In the back is Electivire. Holy shit, this Electivire is about to get absolutely shredded. The Dragon Tails are ripping through it. They go for the Hail Mary Wild Charge. That lowers the defense, and Dragon Claw is going to be enough to take this game. It doesn't actually KO, but the big thick boy comes off the bench, one lick, and that takes the match. Moving on to the next battle, we lead into the Obstagoon. We see the fighter in the lead. They switch out into Umbreon. These are Ultra Premier Classic battles. However, if you look at the CP on the Umbreon, this is a level 50 Pokemon. So it looks like we've entered the wrong league by mistake. However, double tank strategy is a strategy I use in the Open Ultra League. So I'm not scared. I believe Tactors can still pull this one off. You are going to notice the difference with a Shadow Lapras compared to the regular. These Ice Shards and Surf do really start to dig in. As we have Snorlax in the back, winning switch will be absolutely everything. So I imagine Tactors might choose to shield this next move up and commit to the Ice Shard down. We do shield this up. The opponent realises they're going to get farmed down, bring back out the Obstagoon. This Surf should allow our switch timer to pop up. Surf does a nice bit of chip damage. We switch back out into the Dragonite. These Dragon Tails are really chunking and we are resisting counter. Night/Lands does do quite a lot of damage. We outpace, obviously, to the next Dragon Claw. We fire immediately. Are they going to give up their first shield? No, they are not. So it looks like they're planning to two shield whatever is hiding in the back. And in the back is public enemy number 2. I fucking hate Wallface, but Bear Trap, you're just about as much hated as well because you're super annoying, super common, and super basic bitch meta. Despite them resisting Dragon, Shadow Dragonite hits really hard. We've chunked a fair bit of health. They've still got 2 shields. We really need to start getting these shields down. We come in, one Ice Shard gets us to the Surf. Tactors chooses to shield the Rock Slide. This Surf will definitely be getting the first shield, and it's going to be a race. Who's going to outpace to the next charge move? I believe we do reach the charge move at the same time, and both players have the same idea. We simultaneously swap. The Umbreon is resisting Lick, which is even better for us, as we're going to get even more farm on the big thick boy, and we'll have superpowers ready to go against the Bear Trap. At this stage now, the opponent has a very, very slim chance at winning because they're going to have to undercharge an Earthquake to take us out and have a Rock Slide ready to go and hope they win CMP, as we've got the Surf locked and loaded, but the opponent doesn't even throw, and this superpower is going to be enough to take this game. Very well played, and a fantastic showcase of the double tank strategy despite us entering the wrong league. Moving on into the next battle, we see a fairly neutral matchup. These Dragon Tails absolutely shred Crobat. However, with Poison Fang debuffs, the air slashes do really start to chunk. We no-shield the first one. We overfarm by 1 and the opponent reads us and managed to make a great catch. They've come into a Snorlax of their own. This is the regular Snorlax, not a Shadow. So this does mean that superpowers are far less threatening. The opponent is building up quite a lot of energy. Tactus chooses to shield up, and I believe it is just a body slam the first time. So we are going to go for this Surf. Surf should do quite a lot of damage, which it does. And now we get to one more Surf. Does the opponent want to shield up to get off the superpower? The opponent does choose to shield, so this next one is going to be a superpower. However, as it is a regular Snorlax, we should survive. Do we survive the superpower? Yes, we do. You love to see it. We farm down. What are they going to come back in with? The opponent is waiting out their switch timer. They come back in with the crobat. I imagine this Surf will do huge damage. They no-shield it. We manage to Ice Shard down. We simultaneously KO. What is it they have in the back? In the back is an Obstagoon. This is going to be tricky. We come in with Snorlax. If this was me, I'd go for the superpower and dip, as it will draw the opponent's last shield. I actually think you've got to build up as close as you can to 2 superpowers. However, these counters are absolutely shredding us. I probably would have fired the superpower just before they got to this, so I could have saved the shield for Dragonite. We overfarm to the back-to-back superpowers. This superpower will obviously draw the shield. We're going to have to transfer that counter onto Dragonite. However, I believe this Dragon Claw isn't going to be anywhere near enough to KO, and the Obstagoon will be able to farm up 2 back-to-back moves. 1 to take out the Dragonite and 1 to take out the Snorlax. They are on very, very minimal HP. However, Obstagoon will win CMP against Snorlax. So unfortunately, we lose this battle. So as you see in that battle, when you're running an ABB team in neutral leads, I'd personally switch out. I think if you would have switched to Lapras or Snorlax, you would have drawn out the Obstagoon. It wouldn't have been hiding in the back. So moving on into the next battle, we lead Typhlosion into our Shadow Dragonite. That's obviously a great matchup. They switch out into Swampert. Once again, Swampert doesn't have a great matchup here. We are going to chip it with a Dragon Claw, and I believe we are going to have to switch out in case they have a counter user in the back. We will need some HP on the Dragonite. So we haven't switched out, but we are choosing to shield us. Like I said, we are going to need this Dragonite in case they have something in the back. We bank a lot of energy and we make a great swap into Lapras to tank the Hydro Cannon. We should now be able to Ice Shard down, and then we should be able to threaten this Typhlosion with some Surfs. So we fire off a Surf. The opponent's building up a bucket load of energy. They're building up towards the Solar Beam. Are they going to fire the Solar Beam? They're still farming up. I believe that's 5 Incinerates now, so they're at 100. I imagine this will get the shield. They actually don't shield. It does huge damage. The opponent has loads of energy. They go for a Blast Burn. Blast Burn does take out the Shadow Dragonite, and in the back is a Charmer. We had loads of energy, so we get to a Hurricane. The Sylveon chooses to no shield, and that, my friend, is going to be a good game. We lick down, and the big thick boy will have a Body Slam ready to go, so GG's. The Typhlosion did have a Blast Burn bank. They would win CMP. However, the big thick boy would tank that, no drama, and obviously we had the Body Slam ready to go. The opponent realised that, and they quit the match, saving everyone's time. Getting on into this next battle, we pick up a lead against Escavalier. Our backline really doesn't want to see Escavalier, so we choose to shield the Drill Run. Call in the Mega Horn. Unfortunately, it was just the Drill Run. They now switch out into Gyarados. We are going to fire off a Dragon Claw to chip some health or get our shield back. The opponent chooses the shield. Now we make a switch into Lapras. Lapras Gyarados is fairly neutral. It is probably slightly better for Lapras, as we do have a lot better bulk. However, as we're on Skull Bash, we can only hit them 4 resisted Surfs or get all the way up to a Skull Bash. Surf, even resisted, does do a nice bit of chip damage. The opponent throws some energy. You saw the Ice Shard go through, so even a crunch, we should survive, and 1 more Ice Shard should take him out. They actually survived 2 Ice Shards, but we have a Surf banked, ready to go. So we fire the Surf off immediately. What have they come in with? They've come in with a Gallade. This is going to be tricky. So there's the confusion. 3, that's 4. They're at the close combat. Absolutely great swap. Even if they bait, they've dumped most of their energy. Absolutely fantastic play once again. They switch out into the Escavalier. We are going to shield this up, and Snorlax should be able to clean up this match. We'd probably be able to lick down, but we've got loads of energy, so back-to-back Body Slams would be the safest play. 1 Body Slam draws the shield. The Escavalier is nowhere near another charge move. This Body Slam, even resisted, will take the Bug Steel typing of Escavalier out, and Gallade gets farmed down. A beautiful battle and a great win. Moving on into the next one. Can we keep these beautiful dubs rolling? We lead Dragonite into Trevenant. They switch out once again into a Wing Attack Charizard. Looks like everyone's been watching Jonkus' videos or follows him on Twitter, as he did make a post earlier about Wing Attack Charizard being the best elite fast TM you can spend. However, Charizard on Wing Attack really doesn't have a great matchup against Lapras. We tank the Blast Burn. The opponent looks like they're fighting for switch. We sneak an Ice Shard, so they are going to throw a Dragon Claw, but we are going to outpace them to the second surf. Will the opponent go down 2 shields? We're about to find out. So the Charizard does choose to double shield, but they are going to have to throw their energy. We could shield this up and win switch, and that is exactly what Tactus is choosing to do. They come back in with the Trevenant, and my gosh, have we got a surprise for this tree. Surf doesn't do too much damage. Well, I say that, they're already in the yellow, and we come in with the big thick boy. I believe we should just completely farm it down. It takes around 4 Seed Bombs to KO Snorlax. This Trevenant is in loads of trouble. They get to another Seed Bomb. Snorlax is tanking these like a champ. Can we lick down before they get to one more? Yes, we can. What is the opponent going to come in with? Are they going to try and sack that minimal Charizard? Yes, they are. So they're trying to see if we threw immediately. We do not. We have back-to-back Superpowers ready for the Wall Rain. First Superpower lands, does huge damage. We now switch out into... What did we switch out into? Oh, the Lapras on 1 HP. We reset our debuff, so this Superpower does KO. So great play there by Tactus. We reset our debuff, so Superpower was doing maximum damage. Moving on into the next battle, we see Typhlosion in the lead. They switch out into Escavalier. So despite the fact we haven't actually switched out, we've managed to draw out the counter user, which is pretty optimal as our backline doesn't want to see this Escavalier. These Dragon Claws do really start to chunk Escavalier. Despite them resisting steel, they are super squishy. We shield up the Drill Run and we should outpace. So the opponent hasn't really got much chance of winning switch. They allow the second Dragon Claw to come through and we do manage to farm down. So we are down shields. We got a healthy Dragonite, which we know the Typhlosion doesn't want to see. What is their third Pokemon? They have a Togekiss. The Togekiss was momentarily switch locked. However, they switch out into Typhlosion. Typhlosion isn't going to appreciate these Surfs, and Snorlax has a really good matchup against Togekiss. We get to one more Surf. Is the Typhlosion going to double shield? Yes, they do. So that, my friend, is going to be a good game. We can allow this Lapras to go down. Blast Burn takes us out. We can come back in with the Dragonite. We're going to shield up the move. One Dragon Claw should be enough to take out the Typhlosion. Hopefully our switch timer pops up. We can make an immediate swap into Snorlax and close out this match. We both simultaneously swap. Togekiss comes in. Even a Flamethrower will not KO. We're going to get to one Body Slam. Shadow Snorlax, an absolute monster against Charmers. You can see that that Body Slam did huge damage. Even if this is a Flamethrower, we will survive. They do go for the Flamethrower. Snorlax does survive. We get to one more Body Slam. Body Slam will take out the really stupid, annoying Flying Charmer. See you fucking later. And Typhlosion does manage to farm down, but one Dragon Tail is going to be enough to take that game. GG's. Moving on into the next battle, we see a Shadow Crobat versus Shadow Dragonite. So the only loss we've seen in this video so far is against the Crobat lead. So last time I said we probably should have switched out. Once again, I believe we should be switching out. However, let's see how we play this one. We choose to shield the Poison Fang this time. They now switch out into the Walrus. Walrus, Snorlax. Snorlax does have a positive matchup here as Superpower does really threaten them. However, it is a bait game. Stab Body Slam still is no joke. You can see the licks are really starting to chunk. Does the opponent call the bait? Yes, they do. So that was a huge opportunity to come in and fire the Superpower. We will tank this next Icicle Sphere as Snorlax is really thick. And now we go immediately for the Body Slams. If the opponent is countering, they know they will survive this move. Do they shield? No, they do not, which isn't great. So now we are going to have to let Snorlax go down, and we should be able to come in with the Lapras, and we should manage to farm down. So we do come in with Lapras. One Ice Shard does take him out, and they have a Machamp in the back. Holy crap, once again, Crobat is often paired with a counter user, so not switching out means we're going to have to deal with this counter user in the back. We now get a shield with the Surf. We switch out into Dragonite. We do draw both their shields, so the win con for us now is to shield this Poison Fang up and commit to the Hurricane. So we do shield this Poison Fang up. We do manage to farm down. We're one Dragon Tail away, And no, we fire the Dragon Claw. This is possibly going to cost us. We could have went for the Hurricane. We do not. We don't manage to make the second Dragon Claw. And Machamp is going to make a move. Do we survive this move? Holy shit, they go for the BM payback. And that is a good game. As the Machamp didn't throw any energy before they switched out, I think Tactors actually went for the right play. We threw one immediately, hoping that the opponent was also going to throw. Dragonite does win CMP. However, the opponent very smartly knew that we'd fire immediately, knew we didn't have the energy for the Hurricane, and they actually pulled off a very, very impressive dub. Moving on to this next battle, we pick up a lead against the Charizard. We shield the Dragon Claw. We managed to commit to the farm down. They bring in a Charmer. We bring in Lapras. They switch out into Venusaur. We're not on Ice Beams. We're going to go straight Surf. The opponent obviously realizes it's just a Surf, and they let it go. This is pretty good for us. We would ideally like to start getting some shields. However, Dragonite should be able to come in, completely farm down. If we get a shield with the Hurricane, Snorlax will have no problem against Clefable in the one shield. So if this is a Sludge Bomb, it will do huge damage. Hopefully we survive. Unfortunately, we do not. So now Snorlax has a lot of work to do. Can Snorlax win the 1 versus 2 shield against the Charmer? We need to throw at appropriate timing, which we do. We deny a Charm. That is huge. Snorlax is going to have to make 3 body slams. First one gets the shield. We need another denial. The opponent throws their energy. We are going to have to shield this up. You can see just how good Shadow Snorlax is. We're getting towards the back-to-back body slams. So Snorlax could possibly pull off the 1 versus 2 shield. We draw the shield. We're going for as much lick damage as we possibly can. Does this body slam KO a super annoying tap-tap Charmer? Yes, it fucking does. Shadow Snorlax, you fucking monster. You love to see it. So despite the opponent running a tap-tap Pokemon, you aren't tap-tapping down the big thick boy. Another very impressive dub. Moving on into the next battle. We see a Blaziken in the lead. They typically run Blaze Kick and Brave Bird. They didn't build up towards the Brave Bird, so we no-shield that. We fire off a Dragon Claw, and that KOs the Blaziken. So we've got rid of the counter user. Hopefully they're only single counter. They switch out into a Charmer, and we've drawn out the Machamp. Saving the Dragonite is going to be clutch. So we get a shield with the Surf. Machamp is going to have to fire some energy before we get to another Surf. The opponent is committing to a really aggressive farm down. So they should commit both shields, which they do. They farm us down. This is going to be a bit scary. So we come back in with Dragonite. We are probably going to have to shield up absolutely everything. If we can just get rid of this Machamp, Snorlax will have no problem against the Togekiss. We sneak a Dragon Tail. So once again, we do shield this move up. We need to get to the Dragon Claw. The opponent tries to catch it onto Togekiss. We see it coming. Tactors reads the opponent like a book. Snorlax is going to get to this Body Slam. Body Slam gets the Togekiss quite low. We will survive any one move. They fire the Ancient Power. Obviously, the opponent's game plan is to come in and farm down the Snorlax. However, we're only one lick away from the Body Slam. Body Slam from the big thick boy is going to be enough to take this game. So GG's and thanks for playing. So those were the battles from Tactors. A fantastic 8-2 run in the Ultra Premier Classic. We actually had one game in the Open Ultra League, which was also a very impressive dub. Those were some very impressive battles. I especially liked the high IQ play when Tactors switched out of the Snorlax to reset his debuff on the superpower, knowing that the debuff superpower wouldn't KO. So he switched out onto the 1 HP Lapras. We come back in before the Wall Rain even made a move, and the superpower was a big bang for the KO. So if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, leave a like to help this video reach a wider audience. If you'd like to have your battle showcased, I have got a link in the description down below. If you'd like to see any specific Pokemon showcased on the channel, also post that in the comment section down below, and if I have it available, I'll do my best to showcase it on the channel. I'd just like to say thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.